I'm just going to wiggle this a little bit. There we go. And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this evening's Partners Yoga. There is absolutely no experience necessary to do this class and absolutely no props. You just need your human. So this is Tony, and he's going to be joining us today in doing our Partners Yoga. So getting yourself nice and comfortable, we're going to start off in lotus pose with our backs to each other. All right. So we're going to start off today's class with a short little meditation here. Bringing the entire length of the spine to your partner's spine. Sliding the shoulders back. Opening up the chest. Maybe even guiding the back of the heads together. And then beginning to take a few deep breaths. Beginning to synchronize your breath with your partner's breath. Feeling the back of the lungs expand into each other. Noticing the warmth of your partner's spine, the warmth of their body connecting to yours. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand over the chest and the right hand over the belly. Connecting to the breath. Connecting to all the sensations throughout the body. And as the body relaxes, preparing the self for today's practice, finding your intention in the stillness. And to seal our intention for today's practice, you may guide the palms of the hands all the way back to reach your partner's legs, or even interlace the arms if that's available for you today. And then from here, we're going to start today's practice with a sound of M on our exhalation, keeping the lips sealed. Let us take our inhalation now. Inhaling. Allowing the eyes to flutter open. And if your arms are not interlaced at this point, interlacing the arms now. And then from here, we're going to start off with a couple of forward folds. So just going to get our music going here for today's practice. And then as you inhale, you're going to reach through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine. Upon your exhalation, one of you will pivot from the hips, lead with the heart, and then come into your forward folds. If you're facing the ground, take your gaze slightly ahead of you, and then as you inhale, can you pull the heart forward, scoop the belly in, and then as you exhale, fold a little bit deeper. If the gaze is up towards the sky, guiding your breath from shoulder to shoulder, all the way across the chest, opening up the front of the heart to the sky. Guiding the breath down the entire length of the spine. and maybe even into the hips. Let's take one last breath here. Big deep inhalation and deep exhalation, allowing you to sigh the breath out. Inhale, crown to sky. And then as you exhale, allowing the other partner to forward fold, hinging from the hips, leading with the heart. And if you're facing the earth, taking your gaze slightly forward. As you inhale, pulling your heart forward, scooping the belly in. And upon your exhalation, taking an even deeper forward fold. If your gaze is up to the sky, guiding your breath from shoulder to shoulder, opening up the chest, opening up the front of the heart to the open sky. Nourishing the entire length of the spine with the breath. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Last deep breath, inhaling, filling the lungs to their fullest capacity, and as you exhale, releasing a soft sigh from the body. On the next inhalation, reaching the crown of the head all the way back up to the sky. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to start to draw large circles with the crown of the head. So the first person who went into the forward fold, we're going to come back into that forward fold again to start these circular motions. Inhale, crown to sky. Exhale, lead with the heart, hinging from the hips, coming all the way into your forward fold. On your inhalation, you're going to sweep the body up towards the right, and then you're going to release the control over towards your partner as they fold all the way over, continuing to draw these large circles with the crown of the head. Closing the eyes and synchronizing the breath with your movement. In this direction for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Changing directions for 4. Guiding the breath down the length of the spine. 3. Pulling the navel back. Scooping the belly in. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Let's come all the way back up through center. Releasing the arms. We're going to inhale, fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And then we're all going to move in exactly the same direction. As you exhale, pull the navel back into the spine. As you twist over towards the right, your left hand is going to come over the right knee. And your right hand is going to come over to your partner's left knee. As you inhale, reach to the crown of the head, keeping the heart and the chest open. And then as you exhale, take your gaze past the left shoulder. Take 2 deep breaths here, guiding the breath through the crown of the head, down the entire length of the spine, exhaling the breath at the tailbone. Synchronizing your breath with your partner's breath. Breathing together. 1 more breath here. Inhale, hands come all the way back up to the sky. Exhale, navel to spine, twisting towards the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand onto your partner's leg. Inhale, crown to sky, opening up the heart and the chest. And then as you exhale, taking your gaze past the left shoulder. Keeping the facial gaze soft, relaxing the muscles, guiding the breath down the entire length of the spine. Breathing with your partner. Last breath here. And then as you inhale, coming back to the center. So from here, we're going to experience 2 more forward folds before facing our lovely partners. So the first forward fold is going to be in a butterfly posture. So you're going to uncross the legs. You're going to take the pads of the feet together, and you're going to take the heels at a relatively close distance towards the sit bones so that you feel about 10% tension throughout the hips. The knees are going to be nice and wide. And then we're going to interlace the arms once again. Inhale, crown to sky. As you exhale, one of you will hinge from the hips, lead with the heart, coming into the forward fold. Guiding your breath in through the hips, allowing the legs to become heavy. Softening the inner and outer thighs, relaxing the glutes. Let's take 2 of the deepest breaths here that you can take. Exhaling the breath at the center of the hips. Inhale back through center. And then exhale to fold. Hinging from the hips, leading with the heart. And as you face the earth, if you'd like to make another adjustment here to get a little bit deeper, you can take your gaze forward. And then as you inhale, pull the heart forward, scoop the belly in to fold a little bit deeper. Guiding the breath in through the hips and allowing the knees and the legs to become heavy, draping to the earth. Softening the inner and outer thighs, relaxing the glutes. For 3, breathing a little bit deeper. 2, sending your exhalations out to the center of the hips, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. And 1, inhale, crowns, reach all the way back up to the sky. And then from here, as you exhale, you're going to start to walk your feet forward, straightening out your legs. And then you're going to flex your feet. So you're going to push out through your heels. You're going to tuck the toes in towards you. And then from here, we're going to inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Scoop the belly in. As you exhale, you're going to lead with the heart, coming into your forward fold here. So here's where you can start to open up your dialogue with your partner. If you'd like to come deeper into your forward fold, you can ask your partner to assist you. And how they can do this is, if you would like to go a little bit deeper, your partner is going to start bending the knees, planting the feet. And then as they inhale, you're going to press through the feet, lift the hips up. And then as you exhale, you're going to come a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Pressing through the feet, lifting the hips up nice and high. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, back through center. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, releasing the legs back. Pressing through the feet, flexing the feet, pressing through the heels, tucking the toes under. Inhale, crown to sky. Scoop the belly in, exhale to forward fold. From here, you can ask your partner whether or not you would like assistance getting a little bit deeper into this pose. Tony, would you like to go a little bit deeper?
Just a little.
Just a little. All right. So if your partner says yes, you're going to bend at your knees, you're going to plant your feet, and then you're going to check in with them as you start to lift the sit bones off the earth. Less or more?
A little more. Okay.
Guiding the breath down the length of the spine. For 3, 2, and 1. Descending the sit bones if they were lifted back down to the ground as you extend the feet forward. Inhale, crown to sky. And then as you exhale, releasing the arms so that we can face our partner. So let's turn ourselves around. All right, so we're going to start off cross-legged. And scooch as close as you can so that your knees are practically touching, if not touching. All right, so from here, we're going to get into the sides of the body, and we're going to be folding over to each side. And eventually, we're just going to synchronize our breath and move with the rhythm of our breath. So from here, we're all going to be doing the same thing. We're going to take a hold of our partner's forearm, nice and strong hold here. As you inhale, you're going to sweep the left arm all the way up towards the sky, sink the left sit bone into the earth, and then as you exhale, you're going to fold all the way over towards the right side. So we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, making sure that that left sit bone is anchored into the mat, keeping your chest open and keeping your gaze towards your partner's gaze. Breathing together. Guiding the breath down the entire left side of the body, passing through every single sensation from the base of the hip all the way up through the left side of the body, guiding the breath through the spaces between the ribs, the armpit, and the length of the arm. One more breath. On your inhalation, rising all the way back up through center. And then as you exhale, switching the arms, taking a hold of your partner's left forearm. And then as you inhale, reaching up to the sky with the right hand, descending the right sit bone into the earth. As you exhale, folding over towards the left. Opening up your heart towards your partner, keeping your gaze nice and steady. Keeping that right shoulder back. Reaching towards the left side, guiding your breath through the whole right side of the body, guiding the breath through every single sensation. Breathing together, keeping a nice steady gaze. Beautiful. Let's take one more breath here. Nice big deep breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. So from here, you're going to start to follow the rhythm of your breath with your partner. Switching from side to side, using your exhalations to fold. At the base of the exhalations, the inhalations begin as you rise back up through center. At the base of the inhalation, the exhalation begins. keeping your gaze at your partner's eyes as you continue to switch from side to side. Breathing together as you extend and lengthen the sides of the body for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's come all the way back up through center and release. Okay, so from here we're going to be going into another twist, and then we're going to link the two things together into something that I absolutely adore. All right, so from here we're all going to sweep the right arm right behind the back body, reaching towards that left hip. The left hand is going to reach over to your partner's right hand. So if you kind of look here from the bird's eye view, it kind of looks like the number 8. As you inhale, you're going to reach up through the crown of the head, keep your heart and your chest nice and open. And then as you exhale, you're just going to, for a moment, take your gaze away from your partner all the way past the right shoulder. Riding the breath down the length of the spine. Allowing the shoulders to fall away from the ears. Keeping the gaze nice and soft. One more breath. And at the base of the exhalation, inhale back through center. And then we're going to exhale to switch the left arm around the back body towards the right hip. The right arm reaches forward to take your partner's left hand. Inhale, crown to sky. Exhale, shift your gaze past the left shoulder. Guiding your entire breath down the length of the spine. Exhaling the breath wherever you would like to release tension. Beautiful. Let's take one last deep breath here. And slowly inhale back to center. So we're going to marry the twist and the side bending into one action. So from here, we're going to extend the left leg forward, and we're going to tuck the right heel in so that right knee is fully bent. And the outer edges of the left legs are going to be touching. So you're going to align your ankle with your partner's hip to ankle. Okay? And the right knees are pointing away from each other. So from here, where you're going to flex your left foot, press through the heel, tuck the toes in. Then you're going to send your left hand over the right knee, sink your right hip sit bone all the way down. And then as you inhale, you're going to match your gaze to your partner, sweeping the right arm across the sky all the way over towards your partner's hand here as well. So from here, you have a couple of different options. You can either keep your hands clasped together. If you'd like to come a little bit deeper, you can start walking your hands all the way down your partner's arm, as deep as you can get. And you'll get real close to your partner's gaze here. And so this is actually my favorite part. So let's give ourselves a little tiny bit of adjustment here. You're going to slide that right shoulder back, keep your chest nice and open. And then if you'd like to come a little bit even deeper still, you can lean in for kisses. All right, let's guide the breath down the whole right side of the body. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to reach all the way back up, unwinding. And then as you exhale, we're going to switching sides. Extending the right leg, bending the left. Right hand on the left knee, sinking the left sit bone down to the earth, flexing the right foot as you inhale, reaching all the way up to the sky with the left hand. Shifting that left shoulder back, keeping the chest and the heart open. Keeping a steady gaze into the windows of the soul of your partner. Guiding your breath down the entire left side of the body. Opening, lengthening, releasing. And remember, if you ever wanted to come a little bit deeper, you can always lean in for another kiss. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach all the way back up, and then exhale to release. All right, so let's get real wide here. So we're going to open up the legs as wide as you can open them. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of some tips here. So if your legs can't go wide or the knees start to bend, you can take either pillows or roll-ups and towels to support the knees here. Or if you don't want to go wide and you just want to get really close to your partner and enjoy the forward folds that we're going to get into, you can always stack your legs over your partner. Or if there's a variance between the open legs, you can even take your feet in towards your partner's legs as well. So first we're going to start off with a couple of forward folds. You're going to take a hold of your partner's wrists nice and firm. Connecting to your partner's gaze, you're going to inhale, lift through the crown of the head. As you exhale, one of you will start to forward fold, guiding your partner's spine all the way down. One breath. Inhale back through center. And then exhale to fold. Guiding the breath down the length of the spine. One breath. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. One breath. Inhale, center. Exhale to fold. One breath. Inhale, center. Last round, exhale, fold. One breath. Inhale, center. Exhale to fold. One last breath. Inhale, center. And then as you exhale, we're going to take a hold of each other's right forearm. So from here, we're going to bring a lot of mobility into the spine while opening up the hips. You're going to inhale, reach that left arm all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to lean back and you're going to circle towards the right leg so that you're pivoting your heart down to the right leg, reaching past the right foot. And then as you inhale, you're going to sweep all the way back across the back body. And then exhale to switch. Inhale, right hand up to the sky. Exhale, lean back. And then shifting your gaze over the left foot, reaching past the left foot with the right hand. Inhale all the way back. And then exhale to switch. Synchronizing your breath with your partner, shifting from side to side at the rhythm of your pace. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. So from here, we're going to take a hold of the back of the knees. We're going to guide the legs back and towards each other. Perfect. Then from here, we're going to come into another back extension. So we're going to come into hero's pose to start with the knees touching, facing each other. And we're going to be going into camel's pose. So I usually love to teach camel against the wall so that you keep your hips stacked over your ankles. However, when you have a partner in front of you, it's a little bit of a nicer practice. So from here, knees are touching. You're going to inhale, rise up. You're going to tuck the toes under. And then you're going to shift your hands all the way towards the base of your partner's spine. And interlace the fingers to cradle the base of the spine. You're going to push the hips all the way towards your partner's hips. And then we're going to inhale, grow nice and tall through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, you're going to shift your weight all the way back. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back. And then exhale to release. Taking a hold of your partner's hands and coming all the way to standing. Perfect. Okay, so from here, we're going to be going into straddle pose. So one of you will come in front of your partner and we're going to step the feet real wide here. So you're going to make sure that whoever is behind you is going to give you a little bit of space for your hips to shift back in order for you to come into your forward fold. So you're going to take, if you're in front, you're going to take your hands towards your hips. Your partner can hold on to your hips as well for a little bit of support. And we're going to inhale. Only the person in the front is going to come into the forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to pivot from the hips, lead with the heart, come into your forward fold here. And then you're going to release your hands back down to the ground. Walk your left hand towards your right foot. And then as you inhale, you're going to shift your arm, your right arm, all the way up towards the sky. For the person who is behind you, you're going to take your right hand to your partner's left foot. And then you're going to open up your chest, guiding your left shoulder all the way back, reaching your left arm back to maybe even take a hold of your hand. Maybe even taking your gaze up to the sky. Keeping that chest nice and open. If your hands don't reach towards each other, that is okay. When we switch, it might be a little bit of a different story. So it always depends on our leg length and our torso length. Beautiful. Inhale all the way back through center. And then exhale to switch sides. Guiding your breath down the legs. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale all the way back up. And then as you exhale, we're going to switch. So whoever was in front goes behind. Opening up the feet nice and wide. If you're behind your partner, you're going to gently take a hold of either their hip, just the space right over their hips. If you're in front, you're going to take your hands to your hips. Inhale, reach to the crown of the head.
Sure.
Exhale, hinge from the hips, lead with the heart forward fold. Take the hands back down to the earth. And then you're going to walk your left hand over towards the right foot. And as you inhale, you're going to reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. So for those of us who are behind our partner, you're going to take your right hand, you're going to place your right hand all the way over on top of your partner's left foot. You're going to spiral the chest open, and you're going to reach the left arm all the way back, maybe even reaching towards your partner's hand. Taking your gaze up towards the sky, if that's available for you today. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back through center. And then exhale to switch. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale back through center. Beautiful. And exhale to release. Beautiful. All right. So from here, we're going to be going into downward facing dog with a back extension. So, Tony, please make your way into downward facing dog, facing me, please.
Oh, facing you.
Thank you. So, a little bit of advice here before attempting this at home. If your heels lift off the ground, you're going to want to widen your step so that your heels can come a lot closer towards the ground. So the closer your heels are to the ground, the sturdier your pose is going to be. So in my experience, I find that the wider the stance, the more weight you can take. And then from here, you're going to open up your fingers nice and wide. You're going to press through the heels of the palms and the lengths of the fingers until the center of the palms begin to lift away from your mat. I would never suggest doing this on a slippery floor, and make sure that you have good traction, sticky hands and sticky feet. Then from here, you're going to descend the shoulders away from the ears, lift the sit bones up nice and high, and press the heels back down towards the earth. If your heels are still lift, you can roll up the back of your mat to fill up the space between the floor and your heels. So for those of us who are standing, we're going to take our gaze towards the front of the mat, and then you're going to walk your heels back so that the back of your legs are touching your partner's shoulders here. So we're going to be going into a back extension. So from here, you're going to start to bend at your knees, and you're going to fluff your tushy back. You're going to rest the sit bones on top of your partner's spine, or preferably their shoulders. And you're going to let them know that you're going to let your weight down. So then you're going to descend the entire length of the spine over your partners,
Make sure that your feet stay planted just in case you need to come out. And then you have a couple of options here with your arms. You can either open your arms up nice and wide, or you can take the palms together, interlace the last 3 fingers, and you can shift the index fingers all the way back. Checking in with your partner in downward facing dog, making sure that they're good and that they have you. Tony, you're good?
Yep.
You can stay here for a couple breaths?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, let's take a few breaths here together, up and down the length of the spine. For 3, 2, and 1. As you inhale, if you're on top of your partner, you're going to bring the navel back into the spine. You're going to roll all the way back up.
Beautiful. And then you're going to relieve your weight off your partner's spine. And then we are going to switch. So you can come up to the front. So switching, we're going to take the other person down into downward facing dog, making sure that your heels are as close to the ground, if not touching the ground completely. Making sure to readjust yourself, maybe even widening your stance in order for the heels to touch. And opening up your fingers nice and wide, pressing through the heels of the palms and the lengths of the fingers, descending the shoulders away from the ears. And from here, the partner that's standing up can walk the heels of the feet closer towards you, facing away from you. As they bend the knees, descending their sit bones all the way back over the shoulders, and then beginning to release the entire weight of the body all the way back. Either opening up your arms wide or taking the arms out behind you. Guiding your breath down the length of the spine. And if you're on top of your partner, checking in with them and making sure that the downward facing dog is fully supported. Yes, I'm good. Staying here for a couple of breaths. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Pulling the navel back into the spine and rolling all the way back up again. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay. And if you're in your downward facing dog, you're going to come all the way back into a standing position. So we're going to go into one more back extension before taking this spine into flexion. It's actually one of my favorite poses as well. It's child's pose, but with a human on your back. So before we get to that, we're going to be going into cobra pose, supported by your partner, who is going to be in chair pose. So whoever was in the downward facing dog last is going to come into the extension. So we're just going to pretend that was me. So whoever's going to come down to the ground is going to lie all the way flat on the front side of their body. Beautiful. Then if you're still standing, you're going to walk your feet towards the outer thighs of your partners. You're going to line up your feet right in line with your partner's thighs. And then I'm going to give the cue first to the person that is lying down on the ground. So the only thing that you need to know is when I say inhale, you're going to shift the shoulders back, reach the arms all the way back as you lift the heart off the ground. Like this. Inhale. Beautiful. That's all you need to know. You can relax now. Perfect. So for those of us who are standing, feet are real close towards the thighs. You're going to start to bend at your knees, and you're going to come back into your chair pose. So you're going to slide the sit bones all the way back into space, bending your knees greatly here. And then you're going to take your arms all the way down. And then we're going to inhale, take a hold of your partner's wrists. And then as you both exhale, if you're standing, you're going to release the weight into the base of the heels of the feet and the sit bones. If your arms are back, you can descend the chin over the chest, guiding the breath along the back side of the neck. And then you can ask your partner if they want more or less. Tony, would you like more or less?
A little less.
So if they say less, you're going to lower them down ever so slightly.
Good.
If they say more, you're going to push through the heels, send the sit bones back until they are happy. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Last breath. If you're in chair pose, keeping your heart and chest open at all times, shoulders are back. And then at the base of your inhalation, you're going to exhale, release your partner down exactly how you would like to be released, all the way down. Perfect. And then we're going to be going into child's pose. So whoever's on the ground, if you're standing, you're going to walk back. And the person who's on the ground is going to shift the sit bones back towards the heels and extend their arms all the way forward into child's pose. If you'd like to create a little bit of space for the chest and the belly to breathe, you can open up your knees wide just like this. So for those of us who are standing, we're going to descend the knees all the way down towards the mat, and you're going to shift yourself as close towards your partner as possible. Then, as you descend, you're going to give your partner a little tiny bit of a massage with the heels of the palms. Very gentle. So you can always check in with your partner. Open communication is always key to success. So you're going to take the heels of the palms, and you're going to avoid the spine. So you're just going to take the palms to the outer edges of the spine, the fleshier part where the muscles are. And you're going to start to slowly walk yourself all the way down. Is that good enough pressure for you, Tony?
Yep.
Beautiful. And eventually descending the entire front of the body as you slide your hands down your partner's arms, releasing the whole weight of your body over your partner's spine. Maybe even taking one ear towards the space between the shoulders. Taking a few deep breaths here together. Deep, expansive inhalations. And soft exhalations as you sigh the breath out. Let's take the last 3 breaths here together. Deep inhalations, breathing together. And a deep sigh on each exhalation. Last 2 breaths. And then as you inhale, slowly beginning to rise up, lifting the body off your partner's spine. And then allowing the person in child's pose to come up into a standing position to switch. So whoever was standing before, you're going to slide all the way over on top of your mat, face down, with your arms back alongside the body. Remembering that your only cue if you're facing the earth is inhale. When you hear the word inhale, you're going to slide the shoulders back, reach your arms up towards your partner, lifting your chest off your mat, and then releasing your chin down towards your chest. All right, so if you're standing up, you're going to bend your knees greatly. Shift the sit bones all the way back into space. You're going to keep your heart open, sliding the shoulders back, and you're going to extend your arms down towards your partner's hands. Perfect. Inhale, taking hold of your partner's wrists nice and strongly. As you exhale, if you're in chair pose, you're going to shift your weight back into your heels, descending the weight through the sit bones. And then if you're facing the ground, you're going to tuck the chin into the chest and allow the head to become very heavy and weighted. If you're in chair pose, you can check in with your partner and see if they want a deeper extension or not.
Would you like more or less?
More, please. If the person says more, you're going to press with the heels and shift the sit bones all the way back, taking an even deeper seat. More. Taking some deep breaths from shoulder to shoulder, expanding the chest. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, descending your partner all the way back down to the ground, nice and slowly, very gently. And then if you're standing, walking back slightly, giving your partner room to come back into child's pose. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders if you're facing the ground, sliding the sit bones all the way back on top of the heels. And extending the arms all the way forward. And if you wanted to get a little bit deeper here into the hips, you can shift the knees nice and wide. And then whomever is standing can take the knees down towards the ground and walk the thighs as close towards the back side of your partner as possible. And then from here, placing the heels of the palms on either side of the spine, avoiding the spine completely. So just massaging the muscles. You're going to start to walk the heels of the palms up the back body. And checking in with your partner to make sure that the pressure is okay.
How does that feel?
Perfect. You're going to walk yourself all the way down through the shoulders. Then gently beginning to descend the belly and the chest over the length of the spine, releasing the hands all the way down the arms. Relaxing the whole weight of your body onto your partner's back. Breathing together. And let's take 3 deep breaths here together. Deep inhalations through the nostrils, exhaling through an open mouth, breathing together. Last breath. And then slowly as you inhale, guiding the crown of the head back towards the sky. And then it's time to close our practice for today. Perfect. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to flip ourselves over, taking your gaze towards your partner's gaze once again. And then we're going to get real close. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our legs around our partner's torso. Nah, it's better if I go in, out. You're going to wrap your arms around your partner. Get real close here. Closing your eyes, breathing together. Taking some very deep breaths here. Let's take 3 more deep breaths. And then slowly begin to take yourself just slightly away from your partner, taking your gaze back into your partner's eyes. And you're going to take your right hand over your partner's chest and your left hand over your partner's right hand. And from here, we're going to take the space right in between the eyebrows towards our partner, closing our eyes. Then from here, we're going to close today's practice with the sound of M on our exhalation with our lips sealed. Let's inhale now. Gently fluttering the eyes open, connecting to your partner's gaze once again. And taking a big deep breath. And then from here, unwinding yourself. May every single cell of your entire being be filled with love, light, abundance, bliss, freedom, and optimal health. I hope that you all enjoyed this practice today. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop a comment on this video rather. And I'll see you guys the same time the week after next. Namaste. Bye for now.